mouse off it, the cursor.
So we don't accidentally hit it. Don't touch the screen.
All right, so we will see how it goes today. Are we live? Are we live yet?
It hasn't popped up on my phone.
Hasn't popped up on mine yet either.
I'll go out, go back in.
Yes, here we go. We are live. Look at this. Okay, so welcome to Driving Live Australia with Sarge and
Nina.
weird when you say your own name, isn't it?
It is.
Welcome to Driving Live Australia with.
Nina.
I was going to say you say Sarge and I say Nina.
Sarge.
And Nina. Beautiful. We're on the same page. We're at least in the same car. All right. So what's happening today?
We are going.
All right. So see. So
I'm
what?
still not hitting that. What's
Yeah.
it called? Capture bar.
Yeah, the audio input.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a meter. It's a sound meter. Now, funnily enough, so this is still sort of practice. We're still sort of new at doing this, and but the deal is, Nina struggles to register on the sound meter, and the ironic part about that is we're actually at a sound off competition, that is put on by Boom Kings and Accelerate Church here in North Brisbane. Nina and I actually met here. It was about 6 weeks ago or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Something.
One Saturday night with all these car people everywhere.
It was a lot more busier.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what we're looking at on our sound meter is that I'm hitting an X amount of like, let's just say decibels, and Nina is probably 2/3 of that.
Just not registering. Small person, and I just don't register. I'll have to yell.
That would be nice.
I'll have a very sore throat by the end of this.
No, you won't.
If I'm yelling at you the whole time, this is a long drive.
To where?
Harvey Bay.
From where?
Brisbane.
Northern Brisbane.
Northern Brisbane.
Yeah, so we've already out of the city. No more traffic lights until we get to Harvey Bay. Oh, actually, Gympie. Oh no, Gympie bypass. I've never travelled on the Gympie bypass. Brand new.
Okay, I don't think I have either.
All right, so Nina's going to keep an eye on her the sound meter for when she's talking, just to try
and attempt to yell when I'm not hitting the right spot.
Yeah, it'll remind you.
Or hopefully our viewers will be like, Nina, you need to yell.
Maybe. So if you're on the chat, let us know. Let us know. Okay. We're going to start the car. All right. We're actually going to have to stop and get some fuel. But I'm going to do it quick.
We don't need to get drinks.
No. So we don't need to go. We don't actually need to go into the shop. All right. So as the Boom Kings start to, there's been some loud cars here, but directly ahead, I'll can zoom in quickly. But that's their tent, and they've got a few cars up there ready to test their sound levels. I think they're pumping out like around the 160 decibels and stuff. There's so many subwoofers over there, it's crazy. So yeah, but we're going to leave them go for it, and we're going to hit the road so that we can get to Harvey Bay around sunset. So here we go. Again, I don't think the ambient microphone is going to be working today. So
did you put it on the back seat near the
It is. It's in the boot.
It's in the boot.
So now let us do Waze and set a course for Harvey Bay.
And you've got your phone in your pod lock?
And I do have my phone in the pod lock. Not Harvey Norman.
Harvey Norman,
Not
no.
Harvey Norman. All right, so do you remember the suburb that there's a car meet up there, yeah? Is there a car meet at Harvey Bay?
They did get back to me. They're finishing at 12 today.
Oh, so we've missed it.
We've missed it, yeah.
All right, so it's about a 2.5 hour drive. The battery that is supplying our... I'm going to press buttons around here. I'm going to do that for there, that for there. Just some windows going up, so we've still got a bit of air, but not too much. So, the battery in the back's got about 90%. So I've got this big lithium. It's almost like a car battery that I'm running this off, because most of the equipment that we're running is like it runs off 240. So I have had an inverter in the back, but I went and bought a lithium battery. It says we've got 90%. It says says 3 hours, and it's 2.5 hours. So realistically, we should get all the way to Harvey Bay in 2.5 hours, and the battery shouldn't run out.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, you know what it's like when it runs out because everything just stops.
Yes.
Yes, because you were watching when I was I doing the I was going up Mount Cootha. I was going along Milton Road and everything just stopped.
Yeah.
And it's because the battery ran out. That was the first night I ever had the battery.
Might be time to get a second one if you want to go big drives.
That's true, but I'd also like to set up. No, that's actually true. No, I can't even. There'd have to be a way that we could like switch over batteries without disconnecting. That's the thing. Using the inverter. So this is what I was trying to do, Nina. So a UPS is an uninterrupted power supply, uninterruptible power supply. So a lot of computers use them.
Yeah.
So that if the power goes out, the computer still runs.
Right.
So it's like a battery that's placed in between the power point and the computer. And so that's what I thought I was buying.
Yeah, okay.
So this battery I thought was like a UPS. So, yep, there we go. Just letting the car in. So just because there was cars coming in behind me, and I wasn't sure if they were going to let them in. I thought I was buying something like a UPS, but what I didn't realise is you need to be able to charge the battery in the UPS at the same time that you're drawing off it.
Is that what you're doing today?
No, because it turns out that the battery that I bought, you can't charge at the same time as it's being used.
Right.
So it's not a UPS replacement, it's just a battery. With the equipment we've got up now, it's the LED dashboard on it's telling me it will go for 3 hours.
Okay.
So we got a 2.5 hour drive, literally just clocked over 2 hours, 30 minutes, 252 kilometres.
We're going to be fine. Just
So
not
look,
too many port breaks.
Look, it's highway driving today, but we will stop and get. So I'm saying I've got 177 kilometres left in the tank. So we will do a quick pit stop for the car. We'll stop at the BP at is it Morayfield northbound? Morayfield northbound on the highway. BP.
Yep.
I'll use my BP app. So all I have to do is hit go, fill up, get back in the car and go.
Yep.
So I don't have to walk in to the shop and pay for the fuel and all that sort of stuff.
Register for that.
You go on to the BP, or you download the BP app, and then you hook up, with your credit card and all that sort of stuff. So when you go and so I'll bring the app up. Obviously, we're not going to show it on the cameras today, but basically, you bring the app up. It will find. Oh, hello. It will find, because it's got the GPS, using the GPS in the phone, it knows where you are. You just need to say, yep, I confirm that I'm at Morayfield northbound.
Yep.
Or it could be Caboolture south. We'll see what happens when it comes up. I'll talk us through it when it happens.
Yeah.
But basically, I confirm which petrol station I'm at, and then I confirm which pump I'm at, so like pump 8.
Yep.
And then it'll say, ready, getting it ready. And then it'll come up and say, it's ready to go. I get out, I pump the fuel, I'll just top it up, I'll fill it up. And then when it's finished, I'll get back in the car and I'll say, done fueling. I'll go, yep. And they'll go, you're ready to go.
And it just comes out of you.
It just comes out of my account. So I don't have to go into the well, if that's, I mean, if you're going to buy drinks and stuff, then you need to go. But we've got drinks today.
We got drinks. What a perfect afternoon for a drive.
I think so. The camera, hopefully there'll be no issues with like focusing and stuff like that. Hopefully right up until sunset when we stop.
Yeah.
Hello, police car.
Because it was a bit rainy this morning. So overcast, and when I went for a drive, there was some sprinkles, and I was like, oh, but they cleared up. Perfect.
Well, I was at Parkrun this morning, and like you said, it tried to rain. It tried to rain. Now, we did this. We've got to do this thing, don't we?
Yeah, we have to do a U-box.
Oh, was that way? I got it wrong. That's the way I was supposed to go.
We've done it again. Too busy chatting. That's okay. We can just go right down here, and then you can do a new bolt.
Yeah.
That will take us straight onto it.
I do like the i30N, the Hyundai i30N. I like that charcoaly colour too, that grey, like a dark. Yeah, I'm going to need to get. Need to get to the head lane to do that turn. Yeah, yeah. I think I was supposed to be in the left lane, and the left lane does like the loop under the bridge and then goes right. Yeah, silly me.
See, it happens often.
I know we've done this twice now. All right. So, how many people are you watching us? No, you're not. I am. So there's a couple of other people watching the channel at the moment.
Chat, let us know that you're there.
Come on, Ford Territory. With the Caboolture racing colours.
What's the racing colour?
It's primer grey with a black mist coat. Primer grey with a black mist coat. That's been a joke for as long as I can remember. As long as I've been driving. Caboolture racing colours, because people will spend more on the car than on the paint job. So it just stays that colour. Oh, that's nice over there. The Ford. Yeah, it's I would say satin. Satin black. Yeah. Satin black. It is like the new matte black. When matte black first came out, it was like everyone was like, "Oh, that's so sick, yeah." But now it's kind of, it's a bit. Matte black's a little bit low grade. Well, you know what? On some cars it looks good. On some cars it's outstanding. It looks amazing. But it's just, well, I think it's if you do a really bad wrap job that it makes it look bad. But I think satin black looks amazing.
Have it go. This new be easier to maintain. Getting a set paint job wrapped up.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well, I mean, it's human nature to be lazy, so you know, you're in that same club. Humans are lazy. Just sorting out windows. As good as the mighty Lexus is, it doesn't have working air conditioning. And I don't mind some sauna action. I don't mind sweating it out, but not whilst driving up fast. Oh, look, I'm the only one watching this now. Oh, oh, yours must be not live. Or is mine not live? No, I'm live. Are you live? What is going on? I'm still trying to work out this technology. So, but it's a good. What does it say at the top? It says 4 at the top. Oh, no, it says 4 now. Maybe mine's slow. You know what? Mine might be slow. So the technology in the car, we've got this router, which has the SIM cards. I'm hotspotting myself. So my phone is connected to the router. Yours is just using. Yeah, you're data. So I don't know if that takes away from the bandwidth. So yeah, cars that slow down. I mean, there's a learner there. People need to learn not to slow down on the motorway before you exit. You take the exit and then slow down once you're off the highway. Unless, yeah. 100%, Nita. It's not that hard yet, but what a lot of people do is they back off. They don't necessarily, some people will touch the brakes, some people will brake on the highway before taking the exit. There's absolutely no need to. Traffic engineers have decided on ramps and off ramps so that you can do that speed. And what it does is it slows down cars behind them, continue on the motorway, and causes another reason for a phantom traffic jam. All right, we are going to quickly fill up here.
People, you're missing out. It's very sexy. You're missing out.
Yeah, well, it's my fault.
Yeah.
I have not
It's
worked
your
out.
fault.
Well, I'll try and work on it tonight. If we live stream again tomorrow, then hopefully we'll work.
Hopefully.
All right. So I'm in this car today, which fills up on the left. So let's see. I'll go over here because we can get in. All right, you, my little friend, can continue to chat to everyone who's watching while I fill up.
Hey.
Nina, you're commenting on to yourself.
Yes, I am.
Good job. Good job. All right, I'll be back in a minute.
So we got 3 people here. Say hello. Let me know that you're out there. I have done, I wouldn't call them Nina's fun facts.
I'm actually going to start the app, don't I?
Maybe you should start the app.
All right. All right, so I
Oh,
might
we've
as
got
well
5
just
people.
I'll talk
Oh,
this.
you said
Oh, I did so. All right, I'm just going to talk this. So I'm opening up the BP app. It is going to, I'm going to press pay for fuel. It's going to tell me where I am. It is saying we are at BP Caboolture North Travel Centre. I go confirm store. It then comes up and says select Bowser number, which we're at Bowser 12. So I'll rock up to 12. It's given me the option of 32 Bowsers here at
because of the trucks on the
yeah, because the
left-hand
trucks.
side. Yeah, okay.
Right, so I've hit that. Look, if I've got $15 points balance, so I can add a how much is fuel? 2.9 at the moment. So I won't use it today. And I go unlocking your pump, so it's now unlocking my pump, and then I'm going to go out and back in a couple of minutes. See, easy,
Easy.
easy.
Does make it look way easier.
It does have to change. You'll see it change. It'll have a little bit more writing, and it'll basically say ready to pump.
Ready to pump. Pump away.
There it is.
Yep.
All right, let's put some fuel in this girl.
All right. Facts about Harvey Bay, which is where we're heading off to today on this glorious Queensland afternoon. Harvey Bay is a city on the coast of Fraser Coast region of Queensland. In October 2019, Harvey Bay was named the first whale heritage site in the world by the World Alliance for its commitment to and practices of sustainable whale and dolphin watching. What a fun fact. There's a few more in there, but I think I might save them for later. They're quite enjoyable. No offense, Harvey Bay. But we will need to find some more exciting to talk about with them. And I'm wanting to take a photo of it today so I can print it out on little stickers and maybe click them around places and see if anyone can find them. But I'll definitely ask Sarge before I do that. Squeeze in there, buddy. You got it.
There we go.
Thank goodness I was up awkward here.
Have you?
Yes. The silly Harvey Bay fact bored me a little bit. No.
Right, so small tip to want to be car enthusiasts and motoring peoples. Set the trip meter. Okay, hit the trip meter. Car has got a full tank. Hit the trip meter, and that way, cars that have all the computers that tell you how many Ks you've done and your fuel economy and all that sort of stuff. That will work. All right, park breakers off. About to blast down the on ramp. I remember the first time I saw a twin turbo V8 blast down the on ramp here. It was in the 90s. It's like HSV. It was insane.
Oh.
So that person didn't really give way, did they?
No,
well, it's actually a stop sign there, and they didn't stop. So unfortunately, this is what we have to look out for. like manual mode is to make full use of the 8 speeds.
8-speed manual.
Well, it's auto. It's definitely auto.
What do you call it? It's not a
Trip.
It is.
Tronic? No, well, I mean, kinda, but it's just an 8-speed automatic. First 8-speed automatic put in a production car, and it's the Lexus ISF. So good now, BMW do it. There's all sorts of mods. Needed to slow. So it's very important to get up to the speed of traffic. The RAV4 in front of me is still falling at about 80, maybe 90 kilometers an hour. As you can see, not doing the speed of the traffic. They should have slotted in before that BT50, but they weren't doing that speed. Yeah, so you mean she's not driving, she's not paying attention.
No, she's not paying attention.
So here's the whole thing about multitasking is women are a lot better at multitasking than men are, because predominantly men like to put all of their brain power onto one thing, whereas women can share their brain power over a couple of different things. Oh. Maybe it'll catch up to itself. If you click on the internet down the bottom, yeah, see that yellow bar? Yeah, that means that the internet's having an issue. And it could be the fact that there's a lot of people at the service station. They're all on the internet, but they're away from there. So it hasn't necessarily dropped out yet, but it might glitch and catch up, and then it'll catch itself up in post production.
It's done that.
It has done it in a previous thing, so hopefully it will catch up. All the equipment is still on and working, so hopefully, and I had this happen on Thursday night when I was coming back from to Brisbane. It glitched out for a bit, but then it caught itself up, and it was a little. So if anyone's watching right now, it's going to be, well, it's just going to be sitting still, buffering, something like that. And this is how we learn to what equipment we need.
Is there if we can stop that from happening completely?
I think it's the route. I think maybe it's not fit for purpose for what we're doing, traveling and bouncing between cell towers. So you're talking about Starlink, that's the plan. Once the channel is self-supporting, because these things are cheap. So once the channel is self-supporting, there we go. So we're pulling out of the survey note.
Yes.
On the screen. Yeah, and I'm oh, geez, that's a bit nice. I just made a lane change. It's in a lane and like cut off the pilot. Well, he's trying to race me. He just sped up. For some reason. Yeah, he's trying to get us to replica. So, there's not a lot I can do. It's like yeah. So there's only so what he doesn't realise is there's only so much you can do when you're driving live. As in, I'll hop in behind it because there seems to be a lot of people in the right-hand lane not overtaking. Well, I say that, but it only needs to be one person not overtaking. That's right. One thing that I'm going to say is it's really hard to drive correctly to the road rules when other people don't. If everyone drove to the road rules, it would be a lot easier. I don't know. It doesn't look like it. There's no congestion. It's a very aggressive lane change, Mr. Lancer. This person is driving. What speed are we doing? We're doing 90 in 110 zone. This is unrealistic. This is inappropriately slow. The Malaysian man driving his Camry.
What is to
I
everybody
don't know
else?
why. That's so. So I was talking on Thursday night. Can you get fined for driving too slow?
I think
So I kind of looked it up on Wednesday night. In every state and territory in Australia, you can get booked for driving too slow, but it's up to the police officer or whoever's doing the finding to determine whether the person there's no speed associated with it. There's not a percentage of speed. It's not like if you're doing less than 40 in a 60 zone or doing it depends on the conditions. It depends on certain factors. But it does say that if you're driving unreasonably slow, causing other traffic to have to slow down, basically if you're a mobile roadblock, like that Camry driver was back there,
Yeah.
that is grounds for being pulled up and fined for driving too slow. Now you could say on a 3-lane road like we're on now that we can go around him, but to go around him, everyone's slowing up and checking up to try and get around him. So I would say that's an instance where someone's driving unreasonably slow. But when was the last time you heard anyone get fined for driving slow?
I do think
Again, these people are not overtaking anybody, sitting in the right lane, the overtaking lane. If cars are overtaking you on the left and you're in the overtaking lane, you're doing it wrong. And I don't know what it is with major drivers.
since you mentioned your lane being the slowest lane,
Shouldn't be.
I have noticed it so much more that people are very much in the middle lane than anywhere else.
When
And then people in the right lane generally try and get over there as quickly as possible, and then they jump on their cruise control, and that's it. They're done with their trip.
we'll see Mr. Lancer.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say he's made a lane change to just get ready to overtake cars in the middle lane. Also, just up here, it goes from 3 lanes to 2. So you want to be preparing yourself for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy in the Ranger behind us is just sitting in the right-hand lane, not overtaking anyone. Again, another Ranger driver. Team, is it Ranger drivers?
Oh. Just 2 today.
All 2 in a row.
What's that up there? Is that an Audi?
Which one?
The white one.
That's Mercedes.
Mercedes.
Yeah. Mercedes.
They look like they've jumped on their cruise control as well.
But at least they're actually making it overtaken.
Only because the middle lane's so slow.
Well, guess what? Yeah, a couple of meters, it was still going to lane.
Just need the 2 lanes.
Speed. The left and the right. Happy to see.
What's the lane that right at a T doing the speed?
He's still the same speed as us, the speed, posted speed, 110. And look, I'm going to say he's within the 2 to 3 second distance from the car in front on the left lane. So saying he's actually doing anything wrong. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to now. So what I do is I'll make the lane change once the Lancer gets in line with the Cherry. Except now that the Cherry's come across.
Yep.
So now if I had my adaptive cruise control operating, my car would have checked up then when it's jumped in front of me.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, is that from?
It just has the YouTube symbol.
Hey. No, hey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But the different ones are I think it might be spam. Tell me it's not spam, TV. Tell me not working on what? Oh yeah, the night bot. Okay. So what's going to happen now? I'm going to make a lane change because this Mercedes isn't. They're not overtaking you, but they're not making a lane change. The Lancer's right above. No, they'll probably try and tailgate the Mercedes. No, they're going to change. They're changed. Now I'm going to let them go past. So I'll rate Lance and driver gears. Yeah. Well, look out for that one. I'm going to say wild. He's desperately trying to get me to downshift. How many gears you want? Yeah, he's going to be smallest, but like his sonnies. His sonnies are quite like Elvis. 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 So,
It's nice to see another car in movies.
yeah.
Just excited for you.
Did you see I made a friend on Thursday night, Nina? I did, yeah. Yeah.
Go ahead and check it out, people. Make friends.
How to make friends in peak hour traffic when you bumper to bumper and basically doing 0 kilometers an hour. And he was in front of me. So the deal with Blake was his name, Blake in the Citric Green BA Falcon. I'm not going to give him credit because it's not a turbo.
Okay.
It's not a turbo. But it was a pretty clean looking rig with I believe a GT thing on. Anyway, he first thought I might have been a cop. Because if you go back and have a look at the footage from Thursday night, he pulls up in front of me on a yellow light where most people might have just blown through it. So he probably thought he did. He thought I might have been a cop. So he's ended up stopping. There was a mobile crane to my left, and he wasn't really paying attention when the lights went green, and so the mobile crane ended up beating him across the, beating him across the well, the fixed speed camera did. Oh, they had the both there. Yeah. So I don't know if the fixed one's working, and so they put a temporary one up there as well. Point to point. If it was a point to point speed camera, there's a starting one and a finishing one. You're going to have one on each end. And Waze would come up here with a bar on the side so it gets a point to point speed. So I don't think it's less Waze than stuff. So Tesla, this is again not keeping left unless overtaking. Just driving in the right hand lane. Team, it's not hard. Don't be lazy. Speaking drivers, I can't believe most drivers. I said this on a short YouTube short the other day that most drivers are under average. Okay, so if an average, well, what's an average driver?
I would say I'm average.
All right, so you're an average driver. Well, firstly, not just can drive, but actually drive legal licenses.
I'm drive.
You do drive now. You learn about it.
Yeah, that's my daily.
Right, so automatically you're above average. There's less than 4% of new cars manuals. That's supply and demand. So you'd have to think that there's not that many more people able to drive manual.
Get rid of people, though.
I don't think anyone's purposely trying to get rid of manuals. I think there's a few car manufacturers out there still specifically making manuals. That's a bit more of a sporty type driving experience. Besides really nice automatics, DSGs, and then electric cars that don't really have any gears. So
I've been applying for a few jobs lately.
What's going on? I think we've lost it. We've dropped out. You gotta get back. Is it still going?
It's saying excellent. Oh no, popped up yellow right now.
Yes, I was gonna get it. I think it's. It could be clear. Yeah, it's probably. That's a problem. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, we're still going. Please. Oh no, it's still going.
Yeah, it's still going.
Oh, it scares me. Yeah, guys. That's so many people. I mean, she's talented, but she's doesn't look for me.
Yeah. I like it now. But it's because I like to think.
But is she flawed? Or is she? Oh no, she's not wrong.
She's not country.
She's not country. She's not wrong.
She's
She
R&B.
can sing classic. Absolutely.
If I was to pick, I'd say no.
I'd say Adele. Well, you know what? I don't really like this person much, but Mariah Carey has made more money than any other. I think any other sort of artist. But let's just say female. Let's say we're talking Queen of. I'd say it's probably Mariah Carey.
Great Christmas.
No, I think it's because she's written a bunch of other songs for other artists as well. So she gets credit. She's definitely she's made more money than anyone else, any other female artist as far as. Oh, yeah. Well, then there's Taylor Swift, right? Taylor Swift flows Lady Gaga, but Taylor Swift is also country. She's definitely pop, but she's also a country singer. Yeah, so the amount of pop that Taylor Swift does and the amount of country that she does is probably made a lot more money. And this 79 series. It's yeah, it's good. What do they do? No, give the thumbs up. No. Oh, yeah.
I was trying to read.
Well, I mean, there's not a lot to look at in this car. It's black. It's stealthy. So maybe not. Now we're about to approach Caloundra. So you've got to the south of Caloundra, in between the Bruce Highway and the ocean. Almost a massive, I shouldn't say ocean, but the water is a lot of. Like I remember, this is just all pine forest all the way through here. Now it's massive developments. It's industrial, residential. It is. You call it when humans go forward in life. So yeah, that's progress. That's progress. That's progress. Whether you like it or not, we have lots of humans that need to live somewhere. But I don't know what. So they're probably going to eventually have to put a big wall up along here, right?
Like to stop the sound.
To stop the sound of the highway for residents. I thought the residents are just there. Yeah, look, that's all like medium density. Now, they're probably going to end. Now, they've chopped down all these pine trees. They could have just had a couple of 100 meters of pine trees. Dampen the sound. Plus, you've got to put walking tracks through there, riding tracks, horse riding tracks along there. But I put a buffer the sound. But no, what they'll put like here, see, we got the pine trees here, right? It's so much nicer than having them all knocked out, and then they're just going to put a sound. What's this ute? It's an old something. Is it a 1958? Let's have a look. Look at that. That's cool, man. What's it say on the front there? Let's say a Malibu. What does that say?
No, it's
Mainline. What's a Ford mainline? Not like a Chev. Ford mainline. That's kind of like a Ford custom line, but the Ute version. That's pretty cool. I'm assuming 1958 with 58 on the paint. That's good. And it was all patinaed, had all the rust look, and with a clear coat. Yeah, a satin clear coat. So you know it's meant to be that.
Do you think you did need some plastics?
No, it's because it's a pro bump car. No, I know what you're saying. Because I might happen to have a plastic bump of rusty.
Yes.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
it is unique, and it's the people. It's I call it JDM ring rod, right? Because it's a bit low. It's a bit rusted out. It's heated with a Dulux product, but there's people who have actual rat rods and actual old school pro bump patina cars that get offended. I've had people like that take offence when I call mine a JDM rat rod. They get offended, like they're so precious. It's like, hey, you know what? It's a car that costs me all up maybe two or 3,000 all up, and I have fun in it when it's on the road and stuff. And I don't care. Call it whatever you want. It's one of the most touched cars I've ever owned because I'll park it at a car meet, and people come up to it and they have to rub their hands over it because they want to know if it's actual paint or wrap. Like if it was a wrap, it'd be smooth. It's not smooth. It's textured. Also, it's not paint strip it back and then just let to rust naturally. It's actually too much rusted paint, which is why I can paint plastics and aluminiums and stuff like that too. Just otherwise, a metal car with plastic bumpers, when you rust it all out, but the bumpers aren't rusty, it looks weird, man. That looks awkward. Looks weird and awkward and wrong. So, but it's a talking point because people come up and go, and they don't realise it straight away. Well, you really good car people do. They'll go, how the hell did you rust the plastic bumper? And I'm like, I just grin. They go, magic. Magic. Right. This is called, this used to be the F logo. Not the real one. No, but it's now called the Banana Bender, and this is Aussie World. Aussie World on the Sunshine Coast, off to the left here. The Australian flag up there. So, see the name of the hotel up there? Banana Bender Pub. There we go. And there's lots of, look at the rides. It's like a tourist attraction. There's like roller coasters, and it's like a fair.
I think I actually have been there. Okay. I haven't been to some overall. My is into rocks and things.
So there's an opal. Is it up here?
Maybe.
There's an opal shop.
It's
Well, no, it's a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I can't quite forget. It's in the same area. Now, there's actually like an opal sort of shop where you can like look for it.
well, it needs to be
Flossicking. You can frolic while you're flossing. You can frolic while you're flossicking.
Yeah.
But opal, yeah, it's called opal system.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it's back there just before you get to the banana and pub. So we are passing the Boulevard turn off, which goes off to the left and then comes underneath the Bruce Highway. And I think it's going to start glitching. I won't be surprised from now between here and Gympie, a bit of glitch, and then above Gympie. I mean, I would like to have confidence. It is, but stay with us. This is the part of it's a part of jumping from tower to tower. But I reckon above Gympie, so maybe a little bit above Gympie one plus, which will take, because I've definitely got it before. What? Don't do that. Didn't even drop yellow. Oh, there's yellow. Now, can I just manifest this? It's still. It's like a light like out. But we've actually seen it come up as yellow. Yes. So it hasn't actually officially dropped out yet. Hopefully we reach out next point and it picks up. Maybe. Hopefully, fingers crossed. We are in a valley. So can't really see how it's struggling, but I see it's still working. But it looks like it's right on the edge of pausing. Show it on the live stream for another 8 to 10 seconds. Well, not live. You'll sit there and you'll sort of just buffer. I think you'll think, sit there and pause and think. But that is 100% too. So I don't really want to talk about anything in depth at the moment, but I have a friend who I had breakfast with this morning, and he's going to do some. He's a bit of a tech expert. He's going to say geek. That's what you need. He's going to say geek. He's a bit of a tech expert. The other thing too is, the yellow light's gone off. Yeah, we've saved it. He will have a bit of a look at the equipment we're using and see if it's a hardware issue. You need to upgrade the hardware, or if it's a software issue, I just need to change some settings and do a reset and stuff like that. So hopefully, be much cheaper. Telstra, your driving is today. It's hard when, you just, like, there's a few factors at play. There's ignorance, there's, like, I believe they're trying to pass, but they can't because there's a little ignorance. Like, I'm not going to get too. No, that's excuse me, coffee. No, anyway. They're not overtaking it. I think he's if you're being passed on the left. It's a bit aggressive. Like it's like a massive big sweep across the corners. Yeah. And pretty close. Like if I was hitting the brakes at the same time because of traffic, that would have been catastrophe. But anyway, look, let's not be too critical right now. Let's just enjoy the drive. Let's talk some stuff. If you've got a notebook down there, because there's stuff on there. After reading it, it's so boring. We can answer. I love Harvey Bay. Hey, I think Nina will make Harvey Bay less boring. If we do stuff. Hey, Chicky. Yeah, they got the. Yeah, okay, let's talk BBQ and number plates. They've got the slim line plate on the back and the front. There's not a lot of cars where a slim line plate looks good on the back of the vehicle. As you can see, the Land Cruiser here, a full plate takes up the space. Yeah. But on the Hyundai one, they had the slim line plate that said Chicky on the back, and it doesn't. But you can still see the bolt lines. It's just not as Slimline on the front, absolutely. Most cars, slimline on the front. I am, yes. On the front. Yeah. Just pointing out we've got yellow. Yeah. Like I said, up in between Sunshine Coast. I know, well, the tower doesn't look like it's got anything on it. It's a tower? It's a bear tower. I don't know. Oh, there's one next to it. Yeah. Okay. Jesus. So then we should get reception here, like. Yeah. Yeah, look, there's a communication tower. Now, that could be Telstra and not Optus. And we're not operating Optus at the moment. So.
Yeah.
But the main role of us driving from Brisbane to Harvey Bay today was to kind of replicate the same trip to Byron Bay, but going north instead. Byron Bay south, a couple of hours. Harvey Bay north, a couple of hours. M1, Pacific Highway south, Bruce Highway north. Just, we are literally wanting to know what the go is with the that Golf is trying to enter the 110 zone at like 60. That's a YouTube short. That was, and there's cars behind, there's a truck behind it, all trying to get up to speed. Now they're all fanning out, trying to get past it. That's unreasonably slow, and that's dangerous. Everyone you need, except for when they're trying to do. Yeah. Maybe. So, I think Nina visiting Harvey Bay is going to make Harvey Bay. What's that number plate say? 999. 999. I wonder what that means. I always wonder what some plates mean. Whether it's personal, or if it's got something to do with the car it's on, if it's a business, or if it's just taking this. Oh, there's some number plates out there. You just take this. 999. Maybe they were born in 1999. No motor. Well, there is one motorway on the channel. Why are you grilling me before dinner?
So I thought I mentioned this earlier.
Oh, were you talking about that?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were just saying, oh, hey, look, I'm on there. I was like, oh, look.
No, I was like,
Your name is in blue.
okay.
Congratulations, Nina. Is it something that you've strived hard for?
I believe it.
I think you have.
It's about sex. But that's something perfect. Yes. I tried.
There you go. So that would have registered. The thing is, when there's a yellow bar there, I reckon the audio is probably a bit glitchy here anyway. But like I said, this is a test to see how far north we can. And the best part is, I can always go back and have a look at the video and see exactly where the reception was correct. I don't know, but I think if it's easy if it's like, okay, I don't know, it's like it's testing. Seems to be quite a lot in the right hand lane. Hope he doesn't want to accelerate the speed up because you think he just does. That's fine.
It's different.
It is. It is. And Nina being a slow cyclist herself. Yeah. I mean, you'd be more critical of other motorcyclists when you. So, I think most will be. Good rescue. Good rescue. I don't want to be hanging out for you, Sarge. I'm be hey, I'm about to get one of my bikes registered because there's going to be a bike. I want to talk about this. We don't have a yellow.
Yeah.
We're good. All right. So a friend of mine passed away. Yes, okay. I kind of want to dedicate this drive to Riley. So let's talk about Riley. Now I know you never met him. Riley Turner was him and I have been friends since before COVID. So and he's only here for I think we've been in 6 months now since and we got along really well with Mr. Riley. Kind of reminded me when I was his age. A bit ADHD, a bit always wanting to help people, big personality. So Riley unfortunately lost his life on Wednesday this week, just gone. Today being Saturday. On his motorcycle up the Sunshine Coast hinterland, so up past Mulaney, a place called Wirral. Apparently there was something wrong. The motorcycle malfunction, something on his bike broke. He didn't something. So unfortunately we lost him. He's mate, I was just at I was at his dad's place not long ago. His dad was home, so I checked it out. His dad's coming to see if I potentially wanted to buy it. Oh, it's a Volkswagen. It's a Volkswagen. But it was, had some potential. No, I really need to sell some things before I'm waiting. But that's not the point. The point is, last time, that wasn't that long ago. And then I saw something on social media, some friends putting stuff up, and didn't quite get it. And then yesterday, called me and just said if you hear about Riley. And I was like, wait, I knew something was up. I reached out and spoke to you know what, I was a bit strong until I was in the food. And then I was like, and I was at work, and I was just like, but my workmates, it's like, he's a good writer, and there's a bunch of people out there that thanked him for teaching them how to write, how to be better, or encouraging them to be writers. I don't think he lost his life because he did anything wrong in particular. And this was only a couple of days after he did the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride on the weekend on Sunday. And I've got other friends that did that ride as well. I haven't done it yet. I really, you know what? I think I'm going to do it next year in honor of Riley. But in the meantime, his birthday's in a couple of weeks' time, and his partner is going to organise a ride. So she only ever rode. She got into bike riding, and she, I believe, only had one ride with him before he passed away. So she wants her next ride to be on his birthday in a bit of a tribute run for him on his birthday, where he turned 22. So here's to you, Riley, and more to come. Here's your buddy. I'm going to help Nicky work on your Volvo. Well, even though I don't know Volvos, that need working. So I know Nicky wants to get the project going. She wants to get it. So I'm not, I'm not made of money, so I'm not very good at donating money, but I know that time is money, and I donate my time and sometimes to help get these projects with Nikki. She started to see all of the good sharing, caring people coming out supporting her too. That was friends of Riley. Like I was Riley's friend. I know Nikki enough, but not to have caught up with her without Riley. You know what I mean? But now that he's gone, definitely catch him. Yeah. And if there's one thing we're going to share, it's okay. I was 21 when I lost my fiance, and he was 21, and there's a few things. There's a few little connections that she was wondering if there was anybody out there that understands how she might feel because she didn't know anybody else who lost somebody at such a young age by an accident. But as you and I discussed last week, outside next and so I get, I know how she feels. And these aren't memories that I've forgotten over the years. So, I don't know if I raised this, but so it's on another. It's on my fiance only a few weeks before she passed away. Actually, asked me, what would I do if she passed away? She actually said, hey, what, you know, what would you do if I passed away? If I don't? And I said, like, yeah, 21-year-old bloke in the ambulance, something like, I'll go with Romeo and Juliet. And she said, that's stupid. She's right. And I was like, she said, if you would have passed away, she said, if you would have passed away, I would live on and keep the memory of you alive for as long as you would. And I'm like, how mature is this? How mature is this girl? Like, I was very lucky to have met her through a sister and know her family and that. And then to date her when a few other mates trying to go out. So I was pretty tough when I was with her. And we were together for one day shy of 2 years. She passed away the day before our anniversary. Meeting. We literally, it was like, you know, people would say it's love at first sight. We met and started dating in hours because that's pretty good. And she was qualified because, like, you know, I knew her sister from the army, so you know, when her sister's like, "What? You think your sister's hot?" So it's is this awesome? I'll just say this. That's maybe so, I was about to say he's owned that castle. You may not possibly. Yeah, he's decided just to. Not 200 meters. There's two vehicles stopped on the side there. So that base is noted that. So thank you, Lucas. So that's my feelings. Yeah, she's so that's what I've done. So since she passed off, well, most of her birthdays I've lit a candle on her birthday. I've honoured her life. And like I said last week, Nina, I've wanted to start a safety road YouTube podcast thing, and part of that is in honour of her because losing her at such a young age, and the other two girls that died in the same accident. It's tragic and it doesn't need to happen. And it's same as Riley now, 21. And what I would say about Riley is he was doing it right, but whatever failed on his motorcycle, if that's what happened, that's what happened. It pays to check your equipment. I would say that motorcyclists on average are probably better at checking their machine because most of the parts on your bike are sort of hanging out. Yeah. Hanging out. You know, full fairing bikes, sometimes you have to pull some panels off to get some bits and pieces, but you can see your brake fluid level right now on your handlebars and down the infant peg. You can feel clutch and accelerator cables if they're starting to fray. You can feel a lot of new bikes now have 4-wide motors, so it's electrically. Usually they might have to check engine light if something's not right. So but maintaining and making sure your tires are not only in good condition, but got the air pressure in there. So I don't know what went wrong with his bike. I heard it was a equipment malfunction. I'd be keen to know, so I'll talk about that in the future. Yeah, he was a massive car enthusiast, so it's not like him to not look after his equipment. Look, but not everyone does every time. Like it's a really OCD person who might check everything on their bike every time before they go out. So routine checking, you know, monthly, weekly, whatever. No one's expecting you to check it every single day. And that's why we've got dashboards that monitor the temperature, will, that's all that sort of stuff. So, but sometimes they don't work. Like I know I can hear in some cars, I can hear when the oil's getting low before that an oil light level. So you can hear a difference when you notice a difference. Well, I've never heard your car before. So to hear your car the first time, I just think, well, it must always sound like this. But you driving it from day to day, week to week, you would notice the difference in the way the car sounds.
Yeah.
Did you?
It was the way it smelled as well. It smelled amazing.
Well, it's an old. It's like in 2000, what, 22 years old. That's 2024 now, so well, that's correct. It's about 22. Vibrating sidelines, the section of light just something made my day. I don't know how good it is over in the smoke there. Yeah, well, I don't. You can. Once we get enough time. Yeah. I make a lane change and then I accidentally just touch the. Yeah, it seems to work the same as the one hand. So, shame we don't have. No,
Connected.
yeah, there we go. So, that's the YouTube. Yes, that's YouTube. Yeah, it's so, yeah, that's a again, it's Colombian. What's it? That's weird. So the last comment was from who said Lady Gaga. That's an opinion. Maybe YouTube knows they might have read stuff out there. So it's come up on OBS is a different color. And it's not on chat. No, it looks normal. Yeah, it looks normal. Whatever. We're still learning how to use this stuff. As we get close to Gympie, so we're getting close to the Gympie bypass, which I've never driven on yet. A brand new stretch of road. Not sure exactly how long it is, but we're gonna experience it today. Well, why not? We're about to go on it. Nina's awesome at doing the research. She's the R&D gal. So, did you notice my sort of motorcycle wasn't singled out? Hail. It is a Harley. You know what? I don't mind him. Yeah, 100%. 100%. He's not really wearing a Harley. No, she's rubbing it. No, she's rubbing it face. No, she'd have a phone in her hand. Look at you. Go face. No, she'd have a phone in her hand. Look at you. Going all dark. Going dark.
I think I'm the one stop. That lady ring. I'm like, what are they doing in their car? Usually I'm driving, so I'm not eyeballing
Oh, there's a serious look on her. The cogs turning. Cogs are turning on Venus. She's like, maybe drop it. That means I need to drop the Lexus. I did say you've qualified. Lexus. If I can get that AirPod microphone working, it's going to bounce. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. There might be some setting on OBS in front of you that I don't know and you don't know. So, like, I'm probably only like one step ahead of you. I think we've frozen. The stream has frozen. If you go back to YouTube, basically, it's glitchy. It's glitchy. No, it takes a bit to catch up sometimes. But we're still going. If it can just hang on by its fingernails. It does if it pauses, it won't if it cuts right off, and then I end up having like a part 1 and part 2, which sucks. Because you'll see, I'll have a part 1 and a part 2. Part 1 will have like 100 or 200 views, and part 2's got like 20. He's going to screw that, it's over now, whatever. And it's not like I put on the end of it, oh, do you want to part 2? You or me?
It's better.
So, how far have we gone? I think, is the Harley going to turn off here? I think, no, he's coming across. Wasn't sure. Now, Matilda. No, Matilda? Is he going to turn off the bus on Matilda? No. But he's going to sit one, so he's giving me some nice things. Or is he like? I just flashed the. It was like my way of saying it. Right, so look over in the service station off to our left. You'll see back now. Tell me if you see an animal. Look through there, tell me if you see an animal. Keep looking. Look through the gap there.
Is that a bunny? No, it's a kangaroo.
It's a kangaroo. So that is Waltzing Matilda Kangaroo. She was the mascot at the 1982 Commonwealth Games in Brisbane. And she's now up here to get me. Maybe not like just too much. Stands guard over the petrol station. Don't know. I think there's lights at bottom. I don't think she gets fairy lights. Anyway, yeah, if you go back and look at the footage from 1982, she winks. She went, I don't know if they connected her winky eye, but I think her head went to it. And, but yeah, if you can see video footage from 1982 from the Commonwealth Games, I'm pretty sure if I've seen it like that, she winks. She's a pretty cool kangaroo. Head moves from side to side, left to right, and she winks pretty sure. Other than that, she doesn't. I don't think she winks. Yeah, that's Matilda. Matilda the kangaroo. How old is she now? Well, 1982. That means I could broke access off her ears. Oh yeah. Fun facts. On you Matilda. So you could almost call her the big kangaroo. Well, she's not officially like the big pineapple and the big corn that you saw last week for the first time. Oh my goodness. The big banana and Coffs Harbour. We could say that Matilda's the big kangaroo.
Okay.
But that's not what she's called. think that's a airport. Leads to the airport station. It's not even a tour service station. That's, I just thought that was an army boat. Jet, yeah. So Nina,
So, yes.
heading to Harvey Bay, you've never been there before. It's not on there. The car meet that was there finished hours ago.
Yes.
So, what are we going to do? We'll have a look at
There is a
the pier. How do you say the name of that place? Have a look. Look it up. Look it up. Let's see if we get the name right. We'll ask the local. It's always good to ask the locals. How do you pronounce the name of the pier? Urangi.
It's been like
But let's stop there.
Yeah.
Let's stop the stream there. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do makers here and there just because, but not tonight. Not tonight. Now, I'm pretty sure we're coming up close to the turn-off. So, Old Bruce Highway in a kilometre, I believe it goes to Gympie. That's the old road now. Gympie. Goes to Gympie. Yeah, then you go through Gympie, come in the other side, then it'll lead back up. So from just up here will be the new bypass. Pretty sure. This bridge. No. Well, this is the south end of it, but I'd call it the start. It's the start of it. This is the start of the bypass. So if you want to go to Gympie there, you turn off the off ramp here. That's the old Bruce Highway.
Yep.
So from right here, right now, I've never been on this road before. It was only opened a few months ago. Fish. I don't feel old. Like progress. I think it was a progress. I've been under this bridge a whole bunch of times because this bridge driving from Gympie back through onto the runway. And now that's the like the road into Gympie, but that's the old one. Yeah, this bridge has been here for years. The bridge to nowhere. I'd like to say with all of the people on our live stream at the moment that are commenting, which is none. Who remembers the bridge to nowhere? The red bar. Who remembers the bridge to nowhere? The bridge with no ends. Because we drove over it earlier today before we started the live stream. And I was explaining to Nina that back in the day, for about 20-something years, that bridge had no ends and had no abutments. It had no road leading up onto it, and then off the bridge with no ends or the bridge to nowhere. However, Friday and Saturday nights back in the day was drag racing. It was drag racing, so that all the Bogans and Bevans and Redheads would meet there at like midnight, close to midnight. The rank height from the door to the rank was not that far.
But that was like your spot.
That was a spot on Friday, Saturday night. Well, actually, we meet it at the 7-Eleven at Redcliffe, which was actually known as Bevan-11. Bevan-11, that's not there anymore. It's not there anymore. It's near the end, near the roundabout at the end of Anzac Road. Near the hotel that's there. It was like one street back from the roundabout near the border of Anzac and Bevan. So there was a 7-Eleven there, and we called it Bevan-11. All the Bogans and Bevans would be there. A Bevan is like a Bogan, but instead of being into cars, they were more into AC/DC Metallica, Guns Versus they'd wear, a Bevan would wear notoriously like a black shirt with a band and then a flannelette shirt over the top, long sleeve flannel shirt, maybe the sleeves cut off. Open, unbuttoned. Yeah, that was a Bevan. And they were kind of into the heavier music. So a Bevan might morph into a bogan. So you can have a 12-year-old. Well, it's yeah, like, okay, so you probably, I mean, you can still call a young person a boat, but they're not driving yet, really, unless they are. It's different.
We were setting up the base.
You talk about the guy that was parked next to us that was going to drive. The guy that just, oh yeah, dude, he was a drink. Yeah, it's built like an islander. Yeah. You mean the guy on the GTR? Link, definitely. It's thinking.
I have faith.
Oh, well, that's YouTube there.
Yep.
Let's get rid of that. There you go. Come back with yes on YouTube. Let's disconnect and reconnect it without. It's a touch screen. Yeah, that's happened before. Oh, look at that. Went out and touch it and then did it. Like, oh, hey, is that the stuff streaming? Oh, shit. It's a touch screen. What's it like? We're frozen on the live stream. We're trying to. This is what I said. About like around Gimpy to Harvey Bay. But this is all about how much we get struggle. And then
Back. We're not going to.
Well, it's glitch. It's picked back up. It's picked back up. And then it's dropped back out. Even if we pick it back up, if we get totally cut off and we have to restart it as we're heading into connection there. But this is where we find out what works and what doesn't. We can upgrade hardware, we can do that. We can upgrade software, we try to do. Breakfast with Peter, where are you, mate? Said I've been live streaming this afternoon. He's not there.
Check it out.
Yeah, he would like to take and look at it. He wants to. He said that to me this morning. He wants to. I don't know that it's legal to not have a seat. It's not comfortable. But I don't know that it's not illegal. It's still got seatbelts. They still work. But they still strap you in and they'll still work if you're in an accident. Yeah, no, I've had a person. Well, I put a pillow in there so you might need this. Chuck it, she said. I'm starting. I'm going to appreciate it. You feel like anything in particular? What'd you say? Oh, no, then you said a word. Yeah. And it probably would have registered. It would not have registered. So follow it. Oh, like a clutch for a particular delicacy. Have you had fondue? There's two main types of fondue. have you had either?
Yes.
Both. What do you mean? No, I don't mean like dip your sausage in the cheese and then dip your brownie in the chocolate.
Other mixed. Yeah. Other.
Like chocolate steak. Like
Every
chocolate
day
chopped up wagyu. I almost do.
I believe.
Every day of the week that it's in mine. Can't be stolen. So it's a bit glitchy, the stream. Wonder what Starlink will do. Can we email researching and then it's well, you want to do it now? Oh, yeah, right. Let's have a chat at dinner. Let's have a chat at dinner about Starlink setup. Because in theory we should be able to drive around the cities. In theory, we should be able to drive to Cairns and Melbourne and live stream. But let's look at how we can upgrade equipment to make it better. I mean, you know what? I would like to upgrade the cameras. Like 4K would be good, right? Or even at 4K out the front.
What gives you that?
Or 4K. Well, better camera. I think maybe they think these cameras do 4K. And I've just got them set to 1080p because I'm using two.
So it's just
High def. The high def is 720p. Maybe these cameras might be 4K. I'll have a look at that. So, but better cameras would be cool. But the thing is, there's no point in having better visual if the sound's still. So we need to get the transmission sorted, and that will actually probably fix half the sound issues. Which is weird because you think if you're struggling with communications, the video would drop out first, but yeah, but it turns out there's a very good chance that it diminishes in visual quality, but still looks okay. Maybe it drops from sort of 1080p to 720p, but the sound starts to glitch. And that's annoying. It's annoying to listen back. Yeah, to listen, to watch and listen. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. She said that. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't watch TV.
Yeah. Of the same piece of footage. Show. Live stream. Okay, live stream. Stream.
But then when I watched it, it was
Right, but have you actually watched it on his TV just to clarify that, like, what he's saying? Not to say I don't judge him, trust him, or whatever, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, you've not experienced it yourself. To say, I watched it on my phone, it was crap, I watched it on his TV, it was awesome. The same piece of footage for that, like, 5-minute period was different on. So that's like, it's.
I don't know if his TV.
Yeah, my big ass TV it changes. Like if it goes into game mode, if I'm going to play a game,
Yeah.
and then it goes into coming across the left, mate. Then well, I didn't know. So is that the end of? That's it. That's the end. That's the Oh, we're back on the old Bruce Highway. We're back on the Bruce Highway. I should have realised when it went from 110 to the bypass. But this piece of road here is north of Gympie. Oh, hello. Now, I had dinner with these two last night, and I never know which one's chatting. It's either Veronica or Adam. And I'm going to say that's Adam. Yeah. No, what's he said? Is that asking the new joiners? Who's that? Who's new? I don't think he is. Anyway, where are we? We've just passed Gympie on the Gympie bypass. We just went around Gympie. You know Gympie very well, Nina? Let's go through Gympie tomorrow. We've taken the bypass up. When we come back south, let's just go through Gympie. We've been invited to dinner. Sorry, lunch tomorrow. We've been invited to lunch on the Sunny Coast. So I should say to my friends in the Sunny Coast that they need to watch the stream in the morning so they know when we're going to arrive. So have you ever driven a car with adaptive cruise control before? What's your dad's car? Oh, no. Commodore? Not the SS. No. So, Sarge, Nina, oh, I bet you that's Veronica. I bet you the first comment is Adam. The second one's just the tone and the use of words. So I don't.
Is he right? Can you confirm?
Can you confirm? Thumbs up.
It is a beautiful day. It is.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day.
I just don't want it to buff, like to hit.
Yeah, I understand.
So good dinner last night, great company, especially Binksy, and crap is on off. Manly got beat by Parramatta. I'm 0 from 2 this weekend. There's only 5 games. It's 2 games today and then 1 cruise control. I'm driving with adaptive cruise control at the moment. I don't have my foot on the throttle at all because it's cruise control, and the car is automatically matching the speed of the car in front. It has a radar pointing out the front of the car behind the Lexus badge, and it's a radar, and it can bounce. It can see that there's an object in front that's travelling at about the same speed as us, and then it will decelerate. Okay, now watch what will happen. Now the car pulls off. See how it's braking by itself?
Yep.
And now it accelerate. Now it doesn't see another car in front of it just yet. I'm gonna say when it sees the car. There it is. Now I can see the car in front. See on the dashboard.
So how do you set the speed?
Don't say the speed because it's like set at 190 miles an hour. No. Yeah, so that's the speed that it's set to. So like that. So I use my little stop. Yeah, so I've set the speed. So I've set the speed to 85 because I know that 85 kilometers an hour in this car is actually 80. So, but see how there's a car in front on the dashboard. See how there's one little. It's a radar. It's a radar. Like a radar. Okay, I'll watch this. Ready? I'll press this. See now there's 3. That's the distance in between.
It's like a thing.
Yeah, okay.
Because
it's a beam. It's a beam. Yeah. Right, so it's like a beam, it's a radar beam. Anyway, That's set to 3. That's 3 increments. I can press the button, make it 2 increments, and then that will close the gap to us in the car in front without going over the speed that it's set to. Right? And then all I can make 1. Which is that. So it can see there's a car in front without going over the speed that it's set to, which is 85 kilometers an hour, which is about 80. Yeah, and it will adjust itself. So if the cars in front of us are speeding up, we won't because it's set to 80. But if the cars in front of us slow down, we'll slow down. And it will start beeping at me if the cars stop and the radar's going, hey, if we keep going at the speed we're going at and the cars in front of us are stopped, we're going to crash. And it will go beep, 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 and tell me. What does? Okay, this is helping our fatigue or helping us not be fatigued. That's what these questions are for. These are fun.
Yes.
Okay, so after you get past Gympie heading north of the Bruce Highway, there's other highways that have these questions. These are help stay alert, stay focused on driving. Autopilot. So, as a beat that one. Well, that may need some 500 meters. Will we get in front of the truck? Yes, 500 meters is plenty of time to get in front of the truck. I'm looking forward to adding UHFs to the channel so that we could talk to truck drivers. We do it when I'm in the work vehicle. Oh! Do you want to get jealous, Nina?
I know it's going to be powerful.
Right, what's the answer? What's the answer? Oh, that's what QR means. Not Queensland Runner.
Maybe it's because we dropped in that car and it's all linked together.
Oh, the train driver today. Yeah. A train driver that owns and drives an R32 GTO.
That's a slug. What slug?
It's not a slug. He said it's hard to drive. He said it's not his favourite car. It's like driving a 30-year-old car. But not a slug.
No.
It's about the same horsepower as this Lexus. So it wouldn't be slow. It's spoke for them. Yeah. Something like that. So, something might happen next week. Or a couple of things. One, I found out today when I was on the phone, I found out I'm working up the coast. I'm working at the sunny coast. I'm working at the sunny coast. I'm going to take you with.
Yep.
I am potentially driving a green spanking new Hilux to
When are you?
I would like to do it on Friday because what's the question? What is the name for a baby echidna? Do you know what the name of a baby echidna is? I reckon. Yeah, I do. Before we've got our answers before the sign and the answer sign. Have a guess. What do you think it might be?
Jennifer.
You think that?
I have no idea.
I'll tell you what if I remember it correctly. The name of a baby echidna is called a pug. If I remember it correctly, meaning if I've driven this road enough times and I remember the answer, because this is the only way I knew that a baby echidna is called a pug. It is actually. There it is, people.
You are.
P-U-G-G-L-E. Pug is an infant echidna.
Oh, that's so cool.
You don't often see baby echidnas, though. Anyway, I have. I don't know how they come out of mum. As an egg. Come on. Echidnas and platypuses. Platypi. They are mammals, but their mum lays eggs. They're the only two marsupials. Monotremes. Monotremes? It's a monotreme. They're the only two only two mammals in the world, I believe, that mum lays egg and the young hatch from an egg.
That's how she lays.
So that's how we spot.
Funny and surprising. Your baby's all spiky.
All right, what's the next question, Nina? Or is this just saying that play trivia games because it keeps you alive? Yeah, I know. They took that furphy in there. So, what's that question, Debbie? Okay. So if it's